There is an issue sweeping the nation, especially targeting the young, that is worse than anything we've ever faced before. It is worse than drugs, worse than guns, worse than mental health. It's nonchalantness, especially with the youth. There is something about the past 3 years, maybe last year especially, about this whole idea of being nonchalant that is suddenly, it's cool to not care about shit, and I really can't wrap my head around it. I'm not nonchalant, we know that. But it's always been so confusing to me to meet people that really seem like they don't care about stuff. And I understand that there are some people that are just reserved and keep to themselves, and that's fine. That's just called having a personality. But you can tell when someone's putting on this weird thing of like not giving a shit, of like, nah, whatever, I don't fucking care. Especially in athletes these days, Shea or whatever. You see the athletes like in interviews and shit talking about just bullshit with like fashion and stuff of like, oh, I never wore the same shit twice, or it's stuff that's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And why are you trying to give this image of like you don't care, or like it has no impact on you, that you're doing well or winning or whatever? It's just stupid and it makes no sense to me. I feel like the whole point of trying to set goals and accomplish things is one, obviously the process is the most rewarding part, right? The road to hitting those accomplishments, but like actually celebrate when you do something that you've been trying to do. I think a lot of times, a lot of these people that are trying to be super nonchalant are gonna look back in 5 years on something that they accomplished and realize that they did not react well enough to it, and are gonna be kind of sad that they didn't really live in the moment in that certain thing. It just becomes this very weird thing of, you'll meet someone when you go out with your friends and they'll like introduce you to them, and it feels like they're being passive aggressive, but they're really not. It's you know what I'm talking about, that one person that just, it's like hard to even start a conversation with them about something, or like you open up and you're being yourself, or you try to make a joke or whatever, and they're just like deadpan. Now that could be just because I'm fucking unfunny and loud, and people just don't want a lot of that, which that's reasonable. I think we can understand that. I just can't for the life of me understand why someone would rather live their life not caring about things, when the whole point of life is to try to soak up as much fun times as possible. Like with fitness, this is a great example. With fitness, you'll see some people, if they hit a PR on bench or something, and whatever, someone does like 315, which I can't even fathom. I mean, maybe one day I hit that. If I do, you're gonna see me fucking blasting confetti all around the room and breakdancing and shit like that. But someone will hit this number and they'll be like, oh, it's not enough. Fuck, it doesn't matter until I get that 405 or whatever. Which, to be fair, that's not a bad mindset to have, of like, oh, I always need to improve. But if you don't celebrate the like little wins along the way, you're just never gonna celebrate anything, and you'll never be happy with where you're at. You know, self-improvement is extremely important, but be chalant about stuff. Well, yeah, with milestones with like social media and stuff, I try to celebrate, you know, on TikTok or Instagram, like every 10,000, I feel like is a good milestone to be like, wow, this is awesome. Look at this shit. This is cool. I'm very happy about this. I feel like if I was just like, oh, whatever, bro, like, it doesn't really fucking matter anyways. I don't even make money, whatever. Like, that's just a sad way to live about shit. This is a ramble. I'm rambling about shit, but fuck it. It's my YouTube channel. I can ramble about whatever I want to. Stop being nonchalant. It's weird. I don't like it. At least do things with a little bit of gusto, a little bit of oomph. I don't know what we're doing here sitting around. And the best, or I guess it's the worst thing, but it's really funny to see, is when you get like two nonchalant people in a room together, and they're trying to nonchalant off each other. That sounds like a sex position. That's weird as fuck. But you know what I mean? Like, you get one person who doesn't care and another person who doesn't care, and they're talking about things that they've done, but it's not like a big deal. Like, yeah, it's like whatever. Like, I don't really care, I did this thing. And the other person's like, well, I did this that is arguably more impressive, but I also don't really care about that. And then it's just like, it's like a weird humble brag off to show how much they don't care about something. And it's just like, how are you not mentally exhausted all the time? I just can't do it. I don't know. Maybe I'm just out there and goofy or extrovert. I'm not even that extroverted of a person. I get a lot of my talking done on the internet in a room by myself. Like, I don't have a big hunger out in big groups of people to talk to a bunch of people. When I do, I don't know. It almost feels more exhausting to try to hide more yourself than it is to just be yourself. And maybe someone that's nonchalant is just, maybe they're insecure. I don't know, but I'm insecure and I'm pretty chalant about stuff. But yeah, like nonchalantness in sports. I feel like if you go back a few years, and maybe this is just nostalgia speaking, and I'm remembering the parts of things that I like to remember, but people got more excited about big moments, about, you know, championships or walk-off home runs, or I don't even know. I guess it depends on the sport you're looking at. But it's like, you know what I mean? It's professional sports. You're a big leaguer, or you're the NBA, and you do something fucking amazing with your teammates around you and your family watching. And you're just like, yeah, bro, like, it's whatever, I don't know. I just do this shit. Like, oh, fuck you. Shut up, bro. You're living most of America's dream right now, being a professional athlete, and you're just like, eh, it's whatever. Bro, you're gonna hit 45 and be looking back and be like, why did I act like such a fucking dumbass in those moments? I should have been enjoying the moment and fucking having fun and jumping around and celebrating. What am I doing? I can't think of any specific examples, so maybe I'm making shit up. But I feel like you know what I mean. I feel like you can think back to even some interviews and be like, yeah, what is this? This guy seems weirdly like he does not care to a level that it seems weird. Like, what's going on here? I think caring about stuff is important. I think if you try to not care about stuff too much, I understand the point of view that it's like, especially if you have a goal or a self-improvement goal, whether it's looking better or getting more weight on in the gym or social media or, I don't know, studying or something, getting test exams. You can tell I'm not very well versed in being a good student, but I feel like if you try to act like nothing matters that much or that milestones aren't very important and that you're just there to get better, get better, get better, get better, eventually you're going to kind of burn out. I feel like it's, if you can celebrate the milestones that you do hit, when you inevitably slow down or hit bumps in the road on whatever path you're on to complete this goal, the fact that you celebrated and were happy about and are happy about the milestones that you have hit already is going to make the tough times a whole lot better. Like, I know there was a point on, this is a weird example, and it's not that near and dear to my heart because I'm much more focused on growing Twitch and I guess YouTube now as I come into this new phase of trying to be consistent on uploading. But TikTok's a good example, right? There was a moment in time, like the first, after a month or two of posting, I got to 30,000 followers in 3 months. So I gained like 10,000, 10,000, 10,000. And I thank God, I was like, holy shit, I hit 10,000. And then the next month was like, oh my God, in another 4 weeks, 20,000. And then another 4 weeks, 30,000. This is amazing. And I was like celebrating it and I was very happy. And whatever, I posted videos and I talked to my parents about it. I'm like, oh, this is awesome. And then things slowed down. You know, the TikTok did not die completely. I still had videos that did well and whatever, other socials were growing. But I hit 40,000, whatever, 3 months later or something, maybe three and a half months after hitting 30,000 when I was getting 10,000 a month. And if I was just very nonchalant about all the 30,000, I'm like, oh, I just got to keep improving, got to keep growing at the pace at which I grow, I think I'd be a lot more sad or at least pissed off about not growing. But the fact that I did celebrate that, I'm like, wow, that's such a big deal to hit this number. I think it makes you a lot more grateful for when you do eventually grow again. And so I was super happy about hitting 40,000. And when, not if, when I get 50,000, wow, I'm gonna be so happy about it. That's half 100,000 people. How lucky am I? How happy am I that I put in the work, whatever, uploaded a video every day to get there? You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's very important to be chalant and celebrate your victories. Otherwise, when you are having less victories, like everyone's gonna have, or bumps in the road, it's gonna make shit a lot fucking harder. Practicing gratitude. Maybe that's what I'm trying to think about. Practice gratitude. Be really grateful for shit. You know what I mean? If you have work in the morning and you don't want to get up and go, think about there's a dude out there that's doesn't have any legs or arms. You know what I mean? And he's still going about his day, doing the shit he needs to do. And you're here complaining, being fully able to walk. Be grateful. You know what I mean? If you see some stupid shit or hear some stupid shit and it pisses you off, remember, at least I can see, at least I can hear. There's deaf and blind people out there. That would fucking suck. Be grateful. This video's taken a lot of twists and turns. Be chalant. Be grateful for the things you have. Still work hard and set goals. And don't be too satisfied. Have satisfaction. Have that satisfaction. Embrace the satisfaction. Be happy with the goals you've hit. But don't get lazy. Still work hard. But be grateful for the stuff you have. Look at me. So wise. Full of wisdom. Still very niche. I need to practice this more on my own too. You know what? I'm gonna be more the most chalant person you've ever seen in your fucking life. And I'm gonna be both, even more than that. I'm gonna be twice as grateful. You're gonna see it. You're gonna be like, wow, Clark is really being grateful right now. Like, this is weird. He's giving us a 10-minute speech on gratitude before every single stream. Every YouTube video is ending with a written poem about being happy where you are, but not too happy where you are. You know what I mean? There's a happy medium. Maybe E's on the side of... it depends. I'm rambling. See you later.